Every physical constant in the known universe, from the force of gravity to the mass of an electron, is calibrated to a specific, narrow tolerance. If the expansion rate of the universe had varied by even 1 part in 100,000 million, life on Earth could not exist. This chart shows the probability of those conditions forming by chance. The odds are 1 in 10 to the power of 124. That is, a 1 followed by 124 zeros. Statistically, it is 0. Given that level of mechanical perfection, a designer could have logically snapped a finished, highly ordered universe into existence instantly. But the historical record describes a different starting point. The second verse of Genesis states that the earth began as formless, empty, and dark. It is an unexpected choice. The architect capable of calculating the exact weight of a star began the world inside a void. The Creator does not discard this mess. Instead, his spirit moves directly over the deep waters, the ancient symbol of death and disorder. To break that disorder, the designer uses a spoken instruction. A command for light to exist fractures the darkness on day 1. The next 2 days provide an engineering blueprint for the habitable zone. The habitable zone is a specific region in a solar system where planetary conditions allow liquid water to pool on the surface. This model illustrates the mechanics making that zone survivable. Separating the atmosphere from the oceans and exposing dry land requires a perfect balance between cosmological expansion and gravity. These physical laws form a permanent barrier, preventing the void from crushing the new environment. Establishing these laws is an architectural strategy. It transforms a deadly void into a safe sanctuary. Once the physical walls of the sanctuary are secured, the empty space is systematically filled. Vegetation, sea creatures, and land animals populate the environment in a specific sequence. This sequence reverses the law of entropy. Entropy is the thermodynamic principle that all systems naturally degrade from order into chaos. This diagram shows the mechanism to maintain that order. By repeatedly using the phrase according to its kind, Genesis establishes genetic boundaries, ensuring symmetrical reproduction. Locking in these limits means the newly created life acts as an anchor, designed to sustain the sanctuary's order. On the 6th day, the pattern breaks. Humanity is introduced, but humans are not categorized simply by their kind. They are formed entirely differently, made explicitly in the image of the designer. The mathematical precision of the cosmos serves this specific end, the creation of moral, creative, and relational beings capable of reflecting the designer's nature. The original text tracks this entire construction process using a repetitive phrasing, and there was evening, and there was morning. We typically track days starting with the sunrise, but in this design, the cycle always begins in the night. It starts in the dark and moves toward the light. That structure reveals a defining characteristic of the architect. He is a god of resurrection who pulls life out of dark endings. The human condition frequently mirrors that second verse of Genesis. Life can feel formless, empty, and overwhelmed by darkness. Existing in that state of disorder does not mean you are broken beyond repair. That state of personal ruin is the raw material the designer prefers to work with. The same word that separated the oceans and ignited the first stars remains active. It still speaks light into the void, architecting order and restoring the image out of deep chaos.